Committee of the Whole meeting for August 19, 2025 is hereby called to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Alderman Barrero.
Here.
Alderwoman Garza.
Here.
Alderman Masiacos.
Present.
Alderman Nunez. Alderman Franco.
Here.
Alderman Spill.
Here.
Alderman Benuelos.
Here.
Alderwoman Smith.
Here.
Alderman Bug.
Here.
Alderwoman Bade.
Here.
Alderman Larson.
Here.
Alderman White.
Here.
Mayor Lash is present.
Okay. Next, approval of the minutes of the Tuesday, August 5th, 2025 Committee of the Whole
moved.
meeting.
Second.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes of Tuesday, August 5th, 2025? There was a motion made by Alderwoman Smith, seconded by Alderman Franco. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries by voice vote. And next on the agenda, the mayor's report should be short and sweet. Thanks. Take it away, John.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Great to see everybody here with us today. Aurora got rocked this weekend by a number of severe thunderstorms, and we just want to use this opportunity to begin to really thank the entire city staff for working hard, working overtime. There were mandatory 16-hour shifts from our street maintenance division, and they've done a really good job throughout of helping to initiate the cleanup process. We had CBS 2 Chicago come out yesterday to really take an inside look at what the streets team is doing. We'll play that video for you right now.
Hit city crews in Aurora, meantime, still cleaning up the damage from this weekend storm.
Our Asal Razai is live at Aurora Public Works, and you just saw this latest round of storms move through Asal.
Yeah, Erica, Joe, that's right. And we have more ominous clouds here to show you just behind us, and we'll push in. This is facing northeast. We're starting to see the sky light up just a little bit. Winds have really picked up, and these dark clouds just moved in to where we are now in West Aurora. And then we'll do our best to show you what we're seeing here in the parking lot of the Public Works. A pile of wood chips and trees in the background. Everything that gets cleared off the street that doesn't make it into the wood chipper right away gets brought here. That's where it's broken down here on site. City crews tell us they've been working in 16-hour rotating shifts since Saturday. I'm told they've already cleared over 100 trees, mostly in West Aurora, and are only about 40% done cleaning up. It's been a long couple of days for these city crews. Colleen Hefke is one of many homeowners in West Aurora dealing with tree branches down on her property.
I just can't believe I drove around this morning and it's insane.
She says a huge part of the tree in her backyard came down onto her back patio. Still, she thinks they got lucky. It didn't come down on the house.
Absolutely lucky. 100% lucky. Yeah, it could have been bad. It could have been very bad.
City crews tell me they have over 350 tickets for all types of downed trees, and some jobs are bigger than others, so there's no specific timeline on just how long it could take to get them all done. They're hoping to get to this tree soon. You can see it broke off onto this house near Union and Spring Street.
Right now, our job primarily is determining what's a high priority, separating that between stuff that we can come back later. So it's a lot of running around, you know, with everybody. It's taking every part of the team to go see what's out there.
With more storms on the way, they're moving as quick as their machines can go.
We're just trying to take tree by tree, keep going. If we could do it before, you know, elements hit, you know, when that time comes, we'll figure out a plan then. But it's not going to slow us down right now.
And a quick shout out to Aurora Public Works for letting us take shelter in this building so that we can bring you this live report. They tell me there's over a dozen crews working on different aspects of this storm. They tell me if and when they see this next storm come through, they will take a pause when necessary and pick things back up when it's safe to do so. We're live in Aurora. Asal Razai, CBS News Chicago.
Round of applause for our street maintenance team and all the hard work that they've done. Been a lot of hard work. Right now we're at 411 requests that have come through the My Aurora 311 portal, whether it's by phone or on the app or on the website. 197 of those have been completed as of right now, and the streets team continues to work hard to complete all of those tasks. Worth noting, as we talk about brush pickup, we just put out an announcement right around 4:10 on our social media and on our website. Just as a reminder that Groot, our waste management partner, We'll continue to lead residential cleanup efforts by collecting those tree branches and limbs for the next 2 weeks. There are specific guidelines that we'd like to touch on really quick. Branches and limbs between 1/2 inch and 4 inches in diameter and 2 to 4 feet in length must be bundled. Each bundle must weigh less than 50 pounds. Bundled branches and limbs can be placed at the curb without a waste sticker. And brush smaller than 1/2 inch in diameter is considered yard waste and must be placed in a craft paper yard waste bag with a waste sticker attached. Now, for those who have some larger trees or need some greater assistance, the City Street Maintenance Division will be conducting a one-time pickup of all tree debris placed on parkways, which are the grass strips between the street curb and sidewalk, throughout wards 4, 5, and 6 tomorrow. So residents are asked to place all debris on the curb by tomorrow morning, stack it neatly to help ensure smooth and timely collection. There are some cases where there may be too much debris. It could be left behind, but if that occurs, crews are going to record addresses and then come back to that location. With so many people who've lost a lot of tree limbs and branches and such, it could take a while to complete, up to 4 to 6 weeks. So we appreciate everybody's patience and understanding. Again, this was a chaotic storm, and a lot of people are working really hard to get those cleanup efforts underway and to get them done in a very safe and timely manner. Wanted to also mention that the free fall electronics recycling drive-thru is going to be coming back. So this is a very popular event. We are expecting over 2,000 people to sign up this year. Sign-ups are going to open up this Friday at 9 a.m., run by our Property Standards Division. They always do a great job. It'll be at the Illinois Route 59 train station this year. All items are free to recycle, including televisions, but remember, registration is required. You're going to have to present your photo ID and your registration on that day, which is going to be September 6th, Saturday morning from 8 to noon. You'll see more information about that again on our city social media accounts. You see the URL right up there. That URL will take you to the registration spot. And again, registration opens this Friday at 9 a.m. So again, one of the most popular events of the year here in Aurora. So many people love it. And again, a shout out to Ruthie Harris and Josh Alcaraz and Property Standards for bringing it back here in the fall. We look forward to seeing all of you out there. One last item, just as a reminder, the Aurora Farmers Market is continuing. Tomorrow is the last day of the Wednesdays at the West Plaza Market. So if you want to come on out for one more Wednesday between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., feel free to come on out there. And this Saturday, it's going to be Dog Appreciation Day at the Aurora Farmers Market. So bring out your four-legged friend and enjoy, again, amazing curation of different vendors from farm to table. Felicia Freitag and Community Events continue to do a great job to bring out the very best to each of these markets. So again, a recap of what's been going on here in Aurora, and a huge shout out to everybody. I mean, street maintenance, 311, water and sewer, public works, communications, EMA, and of course our community for really rallying together and working hard to clean up after this storm. Thank you.
Thanks, John. I'll add a few more names to that list because the Aurora Police, everybody really performed well Saturday night in a storm that we didn't anticipate. And Jason Bauer really deserves an incredible ton of recognition for what his team did. But 311 also did a great job, and the aldermen who were affected, Alderman Nunez, Alderman Franco, Alderman Seville, were in regular contact, letting us know which streets were blocked up and helping prioritize where those crews went. The Aurora Police did an excellent job too. We had a number of traffic signals out, and they had to go put up stop signs and control some intersections. And then the Aurora Fire Department also had 2 stations go down where they didn't have power. One, we had a little bit of trouble with the emergency generator, and we had a number of other well and pump systems go out. And our AT department was also online and working to get all of our infrastructure back online with respect to on-light. So I think everybody really performed admirably. The communication about what to do with your brush has been a little bit confusing coming out of it, but when you consider the magnitude of this event and our ability to respond in the early hours, I think it's pretty impressive, and really city staff did a wonderful job. So we did just put out a final communication reiterating what John brought up, which I think it's going to be a hybrid. So if we really want people to bundle their brush if they can, because it'll take 4 weeks to clear it up. We're still getting new tickets coming in. So, and if they can't, then the city, they do have a grid that they're going to start working to pick up as much as they can there in wards 4 and 5, where we were most heavily hit. That being said, Want to move on to public comment. So, Madam Clerk, do we have any members of the public wishing to offer public comment?
We do, Mr. Mayor.
Would you please read the rules of public comment?
Pursuant to the Open Meetings Act, all persons shall be permitted an opportunity to address public officials under the rules established and recorded by the council. Under our rules, any person may address the committee of the whole for up to 3 minutes with a maximum of 30 minutes allotted for all public comment. No person, other than the timekeeper or the chair for the purpose of maintaining order, may interrupt a person recognized for public comment during his or her comments. Members of the Committee of the Whole shall not engage with nor respond to a speaker during the time set aside for public comment. Staff is directed to follow up with members of the public with respect to any concerns raised during public comment within the scope of the city's authority following the adjournment of this meeting.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, will you please read the name of the first person wishing to offer public comment?
Our one and only speaker this evening is Rick Lawrence.
And if you want the light works over there. It doesn't work over here.
I just talk.
All right.
I actually want to talk to the aldermen and ask them to re-engage in something. 20 years ago, we talked about doing the gateways and making the city presentable for people coming in. But it goes way beyond that. It goes into our neighborhoods, the Near East Side, north of Galena, even houses on Downer and Garfield. The city doesn't look good in so many areas. My wife and I drove over to Good Counsel where we got married. It's depressing, the condition of the properties over there. And, you know, we spent all that money and all that time on fireworks. We had, you know, banners out. We were on TV saying not to do fireworks. But we don't do anything about taking pride in the city and the condition of the homes. It doesn't take a bunch to do. It's not about property standards. I used to just knock on the door the first time, talk to the people. Usually that would work. The second time I'd show up with a COP officer and we'd explain why it's important that our neighborhoods look good and why that home makes a difference. The third time, then we'd get property standards involved. But it's so important. You ask why restaurants only, you know, they need the Paramount. Well, who wants to drive through this city to go to the restaurants when you're not going to the Paramount? I mean, when you really have to do an honest review of going through some of these neighborhoods and say we can do better. Now, Mr. Mayor, sorry I'm going to pick on you. You told me it wasn't a priority of yours. It is. If you don't take pride in the city, who else is going to? You know, we pay you a lot of money. You can afford to fix your home. Your staff, they need to understand weeds are not landscaping. They need to take care of their homes. You know, you have to set the example. We all have to set the example. You know, there's nothing about cleaning up junk and trash and the cars next to you and your home and just your home in general. You can do that. You have plenty of money. You know, there's no excuse that it's not taken care of. But all of us, I mean, the city could look so much better. You want to talk about economic development? People drive into a city that is presentable and proud of itself, they'll invest here. If they drive through the neighborhoods and there's junk on the porches and everything else, and why would anybody come here? And then think of the kids that have to live in those neighborhoods and go to the schools. They have to walk through that. What are we teaching our kids? You just live like this? You know, you don't pick up garbage. You don't just clean up your porch. You don't just, you know, trim the bushes. This isn't about poor and rich and everything else. People can trim bushes for free. It's not, you know, it's about taking pride in the city. And I think all the effort that you spend on fireworks, I think a little bit of effort on, you know, let's make the city look better. You want investment? Make it look better and people will come and spend their money. So I appreciate it if we'd focus on that.
Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. Any other speakers wishing to offer public comment?
There are not, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. We'll move to the committee reports. I'll ask Vice Chair Alderwoman Smith to give the BZ&E report.
You got it, Mr. Mayor. Okay, so the Building, Zoning, and Economic Development Committee met on August 13th, 2025, and we reviewed the following item. This item is no action for tonight. It's in its final stages. It's item 250602, a resolution approving the final plat for Freedom Graphic Systems subdivision located at 780 McClure Road. No action.
No action needed. This will go on the consent agenda.
And that is the end of the BZ&E report today, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Vice Chair Smith. Okay, the clerk let me know that it will not be on the consent agenda. It's final and not appealable, so as noted on the agenda. Thank you, Madam Clerk. I'll ask Chairman of the Finance Committee, Alderman Ted Masiacos, to give the Finance Committee report.
Yep. Thank you, Mayor. Finance Committee met on August 14th, 2025 and reviewed the following items. Item 25-0588, an ordinance authorizing a 100% principal forgiveness loan agreement, public water supply loan program, home rule entity for the lead service line replacement project.
Consent.
All right, we'll put that on.
Are there any questions? Okay, with no questions on this agenda item, it'll go on the consent agenda.
Okay, Mayor, next item, 25-0620, a resolution authorizing the renewal of the line of credit LOC in the amount of $10 million with Old Second National Bank for a one-year term expiring on June 30th, 2026. This is a renewal to carry over about a little over 6.6 million we already have, and that existing line of credit is expiring, and according to our new treasurer and CFO, that she's looking to phase this out and giving her at least another year to figure out how to take care of this payment so we do not continue with these lines of credit.
Consent.
Are there any questions or comments on this agenda item? If not, this agenda item will go on consent agenda.
All right, well, Mayor, that concludes the report for the Finance Committee.
Thank you, Chairman Masiacos. Next, I'll have Chairman Franco give the PHST committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Public Health, Safety, and Transportation Committee met on August 12, 2025, and reviewed the following items. 25-0599, a resolution establishing the maximum number of Class D Fox Valley Mall Entertainment District on-site consumption liquor licenses, unofficially related to the application from Soul Spot at 1300 Fox Valley Drive, Unit E4, Aurora, Illinois.
Consent.
Consent.
Are there any questions, comments on this agenda item? If not, this item will go on the consent agenda.
Next item is 25-0606, a resolution establishing the maximum number of Class B on-site consumption liquor licenses unofficially related to the application from Yi International LLC at 4350 East New York Street, Ward 10.
Consent.
Consent.
If there's no questions or comments on this agenda item, it will go on the consent agenda.
And Mr. Mayor, that concludes the PHST report.
Thank you, Chairman Franco. Next, I'll ask Chairwoman Garza to read the INT Committee Report.
Thank you, Mayor. We met on August 11. The first item is 25-0581, a resolution authorizing the Director of Purchasing to enter an agreement with TCD Concrete Works, Inc., 306 Fireman Court, St. Charles, Illinois, the amount of $23,691 for reinforced concrete slab for a greenhouse at 939 Middle Avenue.
Consent.
If there's no questions or comments on this agenda item, it'll go on the consent agenda.
Okay, next one is 25-0600, a resolution authorizing the purchase of replacement digger derrick truck for electrical division not to exceed the budgeted amount, $164,000.
Consent.
If there's no question on this item, it will also be added to the consent agenda.
25-0608, a resolution authorizing the award of the contract to Short Drain Asphalt Services, Inc., to the amount of $1,464,898.53 for the 2025 citywide right-of-way maintenance project.
Consent.
If there's no questions on this item, it'll go on the consent agenda.
25-0611, a resolution to award the Bridgeport Lane Storm Sewer Installation Project located in Ward 7 and 9 to Winger Excavating, Inc., to the bid amount of $112,927.
Consent.
If there's no questions on this item, it'll be added to the consent agenda.
And the INT Committee also discussed an item on 25-0530 during this meeting, which is listed under the new business section on this agenda. And we conclude the meeting.
Can we have some discussion on this?
Under the new business section, agenda item 250530. Why don't we bring that up under the new business section after the RAP committee gives their report.
Okay.
I'll next ask Chairman Ed Bugg to give the RAP committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Rules of Administration Procedure Committee met on August 4th, 2025, reviewed item 25-0605, titled "The Discussion on Chapter 9, Article 9-11, Section 9-15. The RAP Committee recommended to hold that item at committee level, and that concludes the report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Next, I will move to new business. And will the clerk please read the agenda item, the first agenda item under new business?
250530, a resolution authorizing the Director of Purchasing to purchase video conferencing hardware and services from Burwood Group in Chicago for a total amount not to exceed $280,000.
Just give us a short presentation on this. I think this is for the fire station, correct?
It is, yes, Mr. Mayor. Jeff Anderson, Deputy CIO. Good evening, Alderman and the Mayor. This replaces a system we purchased the city purchased in 2010. It was a joint purchase, a grant between the cities of Naperville and Aurora received, and they've been running a Cisco. It's actually, for those of you who are really geeky, it was a Tandberg device before Cisco bought them. It allows the fire department to have their daily general orders meetings, and they're all in their fire stations, and the chief and others can get on and have a discussion with them. That's the primary purpose. They have over the years used it for training, so they don't have to travel. The trainer doesn't have to travel here. They can also have meetings between others without having to drive between fire stations. As you can see, the system went out of date in June of 2020. We've continued to run it. The city of Naperville walked away from the partnership we had. They went on to Teams as well. We've since tried to make this thing work. There's been a couple of purchases off of eBay to buy used parts to make it work. We'd like to move away from that, and we've gone ahead and negotiated with Burwood, who we've used to successfully implement team rooms in other locations as well for the city, and we got a 21% discount off of their professional services for the installation.
Are there any questions on this agenda item?
I didn't even know eBay was still a thing.
Alderwoman Smith?
Yeah.
It wasn't a question, it was just a comment.
It is still a thing.
Not everything
yeah.
was Amazon now.
Any other members with questions on this agenda item?
Consent.
Okay, if there's no further questions, this item will be added to the consent agenda. Will the clerk please read the next agenda item?
250616, a motion authorizing and directing the Chief Human Resources Officer to execute a settlement agreement on behalf of the city and workers' compensation claim number 23Q051562320.
Any questions on this agenda item? No questions?
Consent.
This will be added to the consent agenda. Will the clerk please read the next item?
250634, a resolution approving the appointment of Krista Heinke as Director of Financial Operations.
Consent.
If there's no questions on this agenda item, it'll be added to the consent agenda. The clerk please read the next agenda item.
250635, a resolution approving the appointment of Mario Benavides as Assistant Superintendent of Streets.
Consent.
Mr. Mayor.
Alderman Bugg?
Thank you. Question probably more for legal. In the past, normally we have not approved assistant roles, and I see 2 on the agenda this evening. Has that changed?
Sorry. I didn't think my mic was on. From my perspective, I don't know what your
The assistant superintendent, we did not.
I don't know what your practice was before.
Okay.
It's not a requirement, just making the council aware of it. And if people had questions, I know there was one question behind the scenes on one of the people that was being appointed, so we wanted to bring before the council, just make you aware of it.
Okay, so,
So no consent needed?
The next one's the Assistant Director of Public Works is a requirement.
okay. I don't even recall that being a requirement. The assistant, Director of Public Works.
Let me,
HR stepping up.
oh,
No, Jason's the director.
thank you.
Elizabeth Coronado, Director of Human Resources. So per the ordinance, and I don't have the exact number, it is required for assistant department head and division head and assistants to be approved by City Council.
No, we must have added that. I remember that. We haven't been doing it.
Well, consent then.
Any questions on this agenda item? For 0642, did we read that? Okay, so agenda 250635 will be added to the consent agenda, and then if the clerk will please read the last agenda item under new business.
250642, a resolution approving the appointment of Curtis Muth as Assistant Director of Public Works, Assistant City Engineer.
Consent.
Consent.
If there's no questions on this agenda item, it'll be added to the consent agenda. Okay, there's no need for a closed session. Entertain a motion to. There is.
Wait,
there
what?
is.
Wow.
So moved.
Yeah.
So moved, twice.
We are in need once again of a closed session. I was hoping to get out of it. Okay, pursuant to Section 2C1 to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of a specific employee of the public body, and Section 2C11 to discuss litigation. Do I have a motion to enter in a closed session and therefore adjourn this committee of the whole
So
meeting
moved.
with no
Second.
further
Second.
final action or public business to take place for the purpose of this meeting? Motion was made by Alderwoman Garza, seconded by Alderman Franco. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Alderman Barrero?
Yes.
Alderwoman Garza?
Yes.
Alderman Masiacos?
Yes.
Alderman Franco?
Yes.
Alderman Seville?
Yes.
Alderman Benuelos?
Yes.
Alderwoman Smith?
Yes.
Alderman Bug? Alderwoman Bade?
Yes.
Alderman Larson?
Yes.
Alderman White?
Yes.
11 yes, 0 no.
Motion carries. We will enter into closed session at 5:35.